How entertaining was little Zuzu? Aww. So I've brought these off of eBay. A great big pack here. There's absolutely loads in here for just 99p. And what I do is, and I do find this, oh, there's one in there, get out. And I do find this therapeutic. I'm not one of those stamp nerds, but I do find this very therapeutic. What I do is I go through them, like, see here, this one, it hasn't been stamped at all, so that goes in the unfranked pile there. And then ones that have been lightly franked, for example, that one. And then I just have a little look around. Sometimes you get some old ones. Yeah, that's an old one, 19p. Oh, there's an older one, 5D. So that goes in the old pile, and I'm getting quite a nice little selection of some really old ones in here now. See that? Look, second class stamp, that's an old one. And you've got ones here like 10p, look, that's a really old one too. It's nice, I appreciate the art on them as well. And what I do is, I find it quite calming, I go through them all. It's quite nice, because I can get quite stressed out with things. And then I start like looking for the stamps, and then I cut them all away, like cut all this white off, and I end up with a big pile of little cuttings. And what I do is I just resell them, go through it all. So I sell them to collectors, and it's just nice going through them all and having a look at all the different types. There's so many on here that haven't been franked, so many that have been. There's some really, sometimes you come across an odd gem one. I had a really old Guernsey one, and that was worth quite a little bit. Yeah, and I've had some real nice ones in the past, and sometimes, you know, they're great for reselling. Like, you can get £3 or £4 for a stamp, and if you're buying a whole pack like this for 99p, it's marvellous. So these are heavily franked. Just sort the ones that are really heavily franked, and they can be resold in a bag here. So that's just getting a little collection. So I've got all my piles going on, and over here in my coffers is, I've got to go for another set there. I mean, isn't it really good? 99p on eBay, and you can find some right little gems in there. Apparently how people get hold of these is that they collect them all in like a bin, like when you recycle your Christmas cards at Christmas, you put them all in the bin. Well, there's like a stamp recycling service. I don't know where, I've never seen where you can put all your stamps in, but apparently you can put all your stamps in, just people tear them off because they're all like left like that, then torn off and put in the recycling. And I never even knew this existed. This is why I'm getting quite into it actually. And I've got a big bag of, my God, there's just so much to go through. But like I said, I find it very therapeutic. There's another set there. I haven't even gone through these for some time. See, they're really franked, that lot there. Goes in the franked bag. And then here we have a whole load, as you saw when I had Zuzu as a little kitten. He was playing around with all these stamps, but they're all for collecting purposes, so whatever people want to do to them, it's down to them. Very good, it's great fun, and I'll tell you something, like I said, very, very therapeutic. It's just nice to like just take time looking at things, putting them away, put them in their sections. Sometimes when you just go through these little things and you can think, you know, it's like when you're doing art or when you're doing something like drawing or some hobby, and you're just taking your time and you're doing things. Well, I find that with that. Look, I'm in a stamp nerd of mine now. I don't mind, it's quite fun. Completely unfranked, and they go in the unfranked box there where I've got second, first large letters. But there's one there, 26p, that just goes in the other section there where you've got like all different odd amounts, 24, 14, so on there. So I've got all my piles going on, and I'm going to go all through this lot. I mean, this can take me weeks and weeks. What's that one? 8p. Now that is old one. 8p. Happy Christmas Post Office. See, and all the history that goes with these stamps. Just think the person who put the stamp on, what the letter contained, and the card and greetings, and people might not even be alive here anymore that sent some of these. Some of them I've noticed are like got 1970s on them. So yeah, see, let's have a look what we got there. Look, core 15.5p. Even I'm old enough to remember half p's. By the way, I'm having a really good tidy up of my flat now. Stuff is just being removed. I'm clearing it all out. There's hardly any junk left anymore. Do you remember it was all over my floors, here, there, everywhere? I just got to go through a few more things. And oh, I'll show you this paper while we're here. On the first page it says, Scarecrow comes to life, the brilliant Dave Russell, our brand ambassador for business in the Bay. Now that's how far the film went. There's a lot of interest. We ended up on TV, Meridian, and I missed that. I didn't actually see the Scarecrow on there, but I think someone in the street had filmed us and we didn't even know, and they sent it into the TV, the local TV. And right here on the second page, look at this. Scarecrow comes to life, the brilliant Dave Russell, our brand ambassador for business in the Bay. And there he is. Do you remember? It's got here, as Dave progresses in his search for a field that could become home, Mason Bryant, estate agent's got a look in. Got any plots without weeds, he asks, without much hope. No, sorry mate. That's the bit when the woman said, oh, it's a live one. Sharon asked him if he's okay, feeling tired. A group of visitors walk past and do a double take with the film still running as he sits rock still. At that point, a woman nearly jumps out of her skin. She screeches, "It's moving!" as she continues past. At this point, Dave takes off his hat and nearly falls off the bench, laughing as Sharon keeps filming. "What did they blank think I was?" he says as he mops his brow. How Sharon kept filming without cracking up laughing is beyond us. There's so much in there. I thought that was such a lovely, they put lovely write-up there, and I didn't expect this, but it's very nice. So thanks to the guys at Pevensey Bay Life, the journal it's called. Well, there's my bag of bells. Oh, Christmas is not far. See, and I'm having a good tidy up. Now in here somewhere, while we're on the thing of stamps, I want to show you what my dad gave me. Now these are given to me by a family member, and I'm going to resell some of these because I have seen that. That's when I went to Seychelles as a kid. I remember those stamps. I really loved them. In fact, I can't remember half of all what's in here, but I tell you something, I know there's some definitely, these are real stamps, aren't they? But I know one thing, Poliska though, that's a real stamp there. And my dad had these when he was a boy, and that was back in the 1950s. There's some others here, some right old ones. I mean, there's some in here that I've looked on eBay and they're like worth £30 a stamp. It's an Indian stamp. I have no idea of the values of these. This is why almost this ended up down a boot sale, and I thought, no, hold on to it. So Dad gave it to me instead because he was going to just go down and take down the boot sale. Yeah, a couple of quid. And now because I've had a good look, Royal Mail stamp album, that's an old book too. Look, you can see that it's all stained and old. Now just looking at some of these stamps, Canada, some are going back to, where's the British ones? There's some that was going back, and these are all the countries like Belgium. There's only a few here. This is what my dad's grandma and granddad started him off doing some maybe that's where it's coming, I'm getting it now. Started him off doing stamp collecting, and just looking at some of these, look, that's the Queen's mum there, Australia. But the thing is, what I'm interested in, there's some value in some of these. See, there's pages and pages of them all, just loads in there. Italian ones there. Just have to go all through them all now, one at a time, see the value of each, not get rid of it stupidly like my dad almost nearly did take it down the boot sale. Is this from my pen friend? Yeah, I had a pen friend in Seychelles, and now I've lost contact with him, and I was speaking to him for about 10 years, and I was writing to the office, the tourist office in Seychelles, and because he'd not long married. This woman just didn't like me contact. Pair of us writing back and forward. We always have done. I knew him since I was 10. And then the letters just stopped, you know, he weren't getting the letters. I couldn't get through to him and I lost contact. And that was so sad, all because I'm a bloody jealous woman. No, what do you think I was going to do? Go out there and bloody marry him myself? Cyprus stamps. There's some Cypriot stamps there. Yeah, so there's some, oh, but this is like more of a special file and I'm not separating with the other ones I've got on eBay. So yeah, I just want to show you that little collection since I'm nerding with my stamps. There's some good stuff in here. And I just go through them all now.